You make a video, calm thyself down, repeat this mantra. And
well, he did it to Pete before. I mean, he put pictures of Pete sniffing coke.
Yeah. Look this up. Filigree, apogee, filigree, pedogy. What the fuck does that mean? And if the fat boy cannot give us an honest answer as to what those 4 words mean in succession with this so-called mantra, buddy, I'm going to take a piece of paper with each one of those and I'm going to shove them down your
you know
fucking
what
throat.
that is?
What is
I'm not really good with it, but yeah, look, you got to put it up. It's like a pig Latin thing. That was real big when I was growing up, around his age. It's double wording words. Okay, it's something to do with pig Latin. That's what they call it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I would have to look it up because I don't know. My friend would. I don't know what. How it's like the letters are flipped around and doubled.
Flipped around in some way, huh?
Yeah, it's pigland. Look it up. If you put those in, there's something online about it. You can put that in, and it'll tell you what it means.
Yeah, but I did type those. I put those in Google, and it came up with
Yeah, Google won't know what pigland is. You got to go to probably a pigland website, and a lot of people use that back in the 20s for double talk. You know, for like code.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay, that became what's called as pigland.
And here's some more wonderful rants. Paranormal Susan.
There's a giant. What do you call it? I see a raccoon going across my road. Kind of reminds me of somebody that wears a mask.
Here's what he says through Paranormal Susan. He says, "It still amazes me to think an adult man is yelling and screaming like that, encouraging violence and fighting. People like that are very dangerous and belong in jail. What consent form is he referring to, though? A liability form? If Jason and Chuck Fitch were to have a fight in public, the Oviedo police would stop it immediately. Why does he act like he's a martyr or a messiah-type figure for the internet community? Is it true that he thinks every comment is from Fitch when it's not, because this is a public forum? Freedom of speech there, brother, and people using alias names, you know? I have filed a formal complaint with the record label company for the Eagles for the illegal use of the name Life in the Fast Lane, which is a copywritten song by them. Jason, best way to help this situation is not to fight fire with fire, but love and compassion in thy heart and soul. Time to wake up out of this state of mind, dear Jason. Well, Paranormal Susan, let me tell you something. Until you can prove who the fuck you really are, shut up. Okay? Because
I already can tell you that Paranormal Susan is also Finch.
Of course. Trying to preach to me like a Sunday preacher on Sunday, Mr. Fat Boy, is not going to change anything.
Because a while ago, I really didn't know Joe that well, and all this crap was going down. He even told me in a bunch of YouTube messages saying, hey, use women's name.
Yep.
Use women's names, and they'll try and follow you.
Yeah, and then he writes in the Susan Foster person. He thinks every comment on here is Chuck Fitch. There is no teen pause. There is no radio show. His fantasies are getting the best of him. And then he says, Stephanie, why are you with this guy? Is this the only guy you can get from online dating sites? Seriously, rethink who you are having a relationship with. This man is dangerous to the community. Let me tell you something, fat boy. My girlfriend has been with me for almost 2 years. How long have you been in a fucking relationship, you fat ass? Okay?
Really?
Don't compare my relationships to your sorry failures in life, okay? If you're jealous, good. You're jealous. You're going to stay fucking jealous. You want my girlfriend? You got to fight her. You got to get through me, tough guy. Then when I'm dead and buried, you can have her all you want. And she still won't have you because she knows what a pathetic loser you really are. So, you know, like I said before, killing me is not going to solve anything except get him pride, which will only last about a mere half an hour because,
the thing is that you have proof that he's writing this stuff and threatening you in that way.
I have the proof. I've showed all the... Hey, Keith, I have showed all the videos. I have showed all of the forums. And then he says, well, Jason's invading my website. Excuse me, you invade my Facebook page. You invade my Twitter page. You invade all my emails. Whatever the fuck you try to do to get information from me that's personal and private and doesn't fucking belong to you, okay, tough guy. You make it sound... He makes it sound like I owe him an apology. I owe you nothing, you fat loser. You want me to owe you something? How about a fist up your fucking ass? That's all I'm going to give to you. That's it.
A nice big fat lip.
And then this Kandahar says, I lost the fight against Ebayisajoke. Let me tell you something. I didn't lose anything. Okay, because I walk away from you for a couple of days, tough guy, does not mean that the fight is lost, okay? I choose not to answer you. When I feel it's time to rebuttal you, then I will, okay? Even I need a break from you, because you're a piece of wasted time. You waste my time, you waste my energy.
Charles Finch lost the fight from everybody's angle. And now he's going to probably put more interesting videos up on Joe's new friends.
Oh, but here he's using you, anti-Detweiler. He says, Stephanie Brion is one of the ugliest women I have ever seen. I would be embarrassed and ashamed if that was my butter-toothed girlfriend. But guess what? Jason Decanio does not care because he has no self-respect. I have no self-respect? Dude, I look at myself every day in the morning and I say... you are a handsome person. You are the best in the world. And then he goes on to say, beauty is only skin deep. Yeah, for someone who hides behind a fucking mask, you fat-ass clown. But in Stephanie's case, ugly goes to the bone. Let's hope they don't have any kids for 2 reasons. That would be one fucking ugly fat baby, and we don't need any more kids with deadbeat dads that don't work. There are way too many Republicans on food assistance and governments. Oh, now he's making it a liberal, Democrat, Republican thing. Typical fucking asses in Michigan. You know what? You all fucking can go to hell in Michigan because you can't vote worth a goddamn to save your life. Okay? President Obama's not going to be there. Sorry, but President Obama
is one person out of Michigan. Michigan is not. Actually, Michigan is getting back on its leg. I can tell you that from...
yeah, but they
from news I have from the unions up there.
Yeah, but they sure as
hell... Let me tell you, Mr. Finch, I know some really, really powerful people in the union up there that you'll never know.
And he's calling my girlfriend a blind reject. Let's see, what else?
Well, yeah, he's jealous at the fact...
Of course he's jealous.
...that you have you have a life, you have a girlfriend, and he don't have a life, he don't have anything. Finch probably uses a dildo on himself. Why don't you slap that up against your face?
Yes. Oh. And this Timmy Barnes wants to send me to a collection agency. I tell you.
What? To collect what?
To collect what?
The accusations to a collection agency have to be in injunction with the actual bank. It cannot be in conjunction with a personal matter, not unless you're owner of a property.
Yeah. This was just
okay. So he cannot claim you owe him any money, because if it does go on if he does some shit like that and you find out about it for any reason, that is, do not pass go. You go to jail right now. Yep. That is IRS fucking fraud, motherfucker.
Then he thinks I have.
Trust me, I know about that shit.
Yeah. Then he thinks I have Asperger's syndrome, which my friend Chris Kennedy is truly diagnosed with it. And, when the fuck did Fitch become a fucking doctor? Why is it somebody with a multiple personality disorder like him tries to be a fucking doctor to everybody else and diagnose them?
Because he tries to run everybody else's life, and he can't run his own.
Yeah.
People with multiple. Yeah, I have a family member that has multiple. It's called being bipolar.
Yeah.
Which leads into other. Mental disabilities with personality disorder, and they try and run everybody else's lives, and then when things don't go that way, they ramp and range.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish we could go on more and further with this, but our hour is unfortunately up.
Too bad. I got to put my coat of arms up now. I have a real coat of arms, Mr. Finch. Maybe you should look my family up in the Netherlands, because we're coming down on your ass.
Yep. You better be ready for
I'm serious.
Yeah. There you go.
My family goes back to the 11th century, pal. When I had kings and queens in my family, what'd you have?
Hey.
The Joker.
Yeah.
You were the jester, probably. Hey, let's do something stupid and funny. And then lose your head, because we don't like you.
That's right.
Put them to the Iron Maiden.
Well, Keith, as they say, all good things must come to an end on this edition. But I thank you for coming on, because you've been a real good sport. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like hosting your show or co-hosting the show. Hopefully we get more interested parties. I'm happy that you had what's that one lady come on from the Cyberbullying Advocate Group. Yes. And I tell you what, we're going to start the Team Pause Radio podcast sometime this week. You and me will be the co-hosts, and we'll do it via Ustream. And then we got to get Chris Kennedy on there and the rest of the guys on there to talk about what's going on with them with Mr. Finch. Oh, I know Chris Kennedy would love to talk about it, but I know he might be fearful and say that he might lose it because Fitch has got him so riled up, the poor guy is. And Jason Kelly, too. Well, he needs to be on their show and tell Mr. Finch to go blow himself and take the dildo and stick it up his ass. Exactly. Well, I tell you what, we'll talk about this on the next edition, and you have yourself a good week, and of course we'll build up some more comments for everybody to know what's going on here. Thanks again, bro, for coming on. I appreciate it. All right. You're welcome. Have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, bye. Okay. And there you have it, friends. Keith Detweiler, a man who is really going to put the nail in the coffin. And we thank you for joining us here on the Jason Decanio Show, episode 402. We'll see you the next time. For tomorrow, 403 will be on. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.